Okay, so today we are doing 4-2, and this one is all about estimation. So we are going to be estimating sums and differences, and sums and differences mean we're working with addition and subtraction. So when we are estimating, basically all that means is what we're doing is rounding. That's it. We are rounding numbers to estimate. And when we're rounding, the rule is if it is 5 or more, we round up. If it is 4 or less, we round down. So, if I'm looking at a number, or if I'm looking at an addition sentence, and it says something like 1,250 plus 204. And it wants me to estimate the answer. I'm going to round. Unless it specifically tells me which place I need to round it to, I kind of have to make a guess. It doesn't tell me how I'm supposed to round this. So I need to look carefully. Okay. Can I round it to the nearest 1,000? No. The second number doesn't even have a thousands place, so that's impossible. So my options would be to round it to the nearest 100 or to the nearest 10. Now, the goal here is, with everything, basically, make it easy. And making it easy means giving it a bunch of zeros. Because the more zeros there are, the happier I am. Because that's the less work I have to do. So if I'm going to round, do you think I should do to the nearest 100 or to the nearest 10? 100. Probably the nearest 100 is going to get me a nice, even number. So 1,250 rounded to the nearest 100, I'm going to draw a little arrow to show I'm changing it, is going to be what? 1,300, because 5 is changing the 2. And zeros everything out. 204 rounded to the nearest 100. 0 is doing nothing to that 2, so it stays 200. Now I can add that up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 2, that's some easy stuff. I can do that in my head. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then drop down that 1. 1,500. Now, is this the right answer? No. But when we're dealing with estimation, getting the right answer doesn't really matter. It's getting a good estimate of it. It's getting a good idea of what we're looking at. In almost everything in this world that we talk about, there could be things that cost $2,379. But instead, they'll say, you know what, it's about $2,000. Because all the little stuff, people don't want to hear all the little stuff. They want to give one easy number that they can take in and be like, cool, I'm going to move on with that. So we're trying to get as close to the right answer as we can, but to make it look easier to read. The more zeros, the better. So if I'm looking at number 1, where it is asking me to add 563 plus 375, I'm going to round these to the nearest 100. That 6 is going to change the 5. So 563 gets rounded to 600. And 375, that 7 is going to change to 3. So 375 becomes 400. Well, now 600 plus 400, 6 plus 4, 1,000. I don't have to do any redistribution here. I don't have to carry numbers. I don't have to really think too hard. So really, this is the best kind of math you can do. The kind of math that you don't have to think very hard on and you get a lot of zeros from. It's some happy times here. Yes?
Wait, so is that it? Is that the whole answer?
Yeah, that's it. That's the answer.
I thought you put something like that.
No, it's not asking me to answer this yet. It's asking me to estimate what its answer is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is just...
Yes, this is a nice and happy lesson.
Oh, I like this lesson.
Okay, number 2. 288 minus 171.
Oh, no.
So,
How do you mind?
in the book, it's showing that it wants me to round it to the nearest 10 this time and not to the nearest 100.
Okay.
So 288, I'm going to be changing this 8. So what is 8 going to do to this other 8? It's going to make it go up. So it's not 288, it is 290. 171, that 1 is going to change the 7, yes or no? No. So 170. 0 minus 0, 0. 9 minus 7, 2. 2 minus 1, so about 120. If I were to round it by the hundreds, instead of 288, it would be 300. Instead of 171, it would be 200. And I would just be doing 300 minus 200, which is 100. 100 isn't that far off from 120. So really, in the book, it's going to be more specific. Right now, on our practice, it's not telling us what to do. So let's look at number 3. 645 plus 253. What should I round it to? Looking at these numbers, should I do it by tens or should I do it by hundreds? You want to do it by tens? Okay. So if I'm going to do it by tens, that 5 will change this 4. And so it will be 650. Down here, the 3 will not change that 5, so it will be 250. Correct?
Wait, I thought the 5 changes the 4 to 3.
Up top, the 5 changes the 4, and down here, the 3 changes the 5 for 253.
Oh.
So now, I'm adding those up. 0 plus 0, 0. 5 plus 5, 10. 6 plus 2 plus 1, so really 6 plus 3, 9. Now, let me show you what would happen if we did it to the nearest 100. 645, 4 is not changing that 6, so that 6 would turn into just a 600. 5 will change that 2, so that 253 will turn into a 300. Oh, what is 600 plus 300?
900.
900. So in this case, it didn't matter because you got the same answer anyway. Number 4. 262 minus 132. What do we think? Tens or hundreds? Hundreds, okay. So 262 rounded to the nearest 100 becomes 300. 132 rounded to the nearest 100 becomes 100. 300 minus 100 is 200. Good stuff.
Easy stuff.
Yes, much better than last time, right?
Yes.
Okay, number 5. 952 minus 402. All right. 952, am I going to round this to the nearest 100 or should I round this to the nearest tens?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. 952 will become 1,000. 402 will become 400. Make sure we're putting our numbers in our boxes correctly. Okay, 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0. 10 minus 4 is 6. So 600. There we go. So a lot of your answers are going to be hundreds. Let's do one more. Number 6. 398 plus 121. What do we think? Tens or hundreds? Hundreds. All right. 398 will become 400. 121 will become 100. So what's 400 plus 100? 500. And that's it. That's it. Not bad, right?